You can even take that survey form
Yes.
right now while you're listening to
Yes,
Get
you
Real.
could.
You totally
Yeah,
could
yeah.
if you have
If
ADHD.
you're a super listener,
I was gonna say,
yeah, if you have ADHD, yeah, if you can multitask,
I know.
or yeah,
if
but
you're
if you're a super
listening,
listener, you can do it right now.
Ooh, if you take that assessment, I will email you personally. I will give you free merch and a coffee. Now we'll find out how many super listeners
I
we
gotta go get
have.
my computer. Just a second.
Welcome again to Let's Get Real with Joel and Sarah.
Hey, that's me. I'm Sarah, and you are.
And I'm Joel. And we're just a couple of pastors here at North County Christ the King who like having real conversations about what it means to follow Jesus. And today is a special day.
Today, I am very excited.
Yeah.
Our sweet friend and coworker is here to join us. You are our first guest on this podcast. Wow.
We should have her sign something.
Ooh.
Like with a Sharpie.
We should make like one of those little award things, pretend like we have a CD, like hang it on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so
I like
honored.
it.
That's really great. Thank you.
Yeah, we'd do that.
Yeah.
So this beautiful voice that you are hearing is our very own Ramona Stump. Say hi.
Hello.
Ramona is our discipleship pastor here at North County, and we've invited her. Joel, why?
Because we are talking today about serving.
That's right. And Ramona has a great task here of helping us become servant leaders.
Yes. Yeah.
We've been going through this series on the 5 purposes as that we adhere to at North County Christ the King.
It's really good.
And in the fifth, thank you. Fifth one is serving, and that's what we believe. There are what do we call them? Like our
Our values.
Formally, they're called purposes. We have found that it's helpful for Joel and I to think in action words. And so we practice these spiritual habits.
Yeah. So the other 4 that we hit were worship, evangelism,
Discipleship, and fellowship.
Fellowship. That's
or
right.
Friendship.
That's right.
Friendship. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I like that
Friendshiping.
better than fellowship.
It feels more modern, right?
I have a question for you, Ramona. I'm just bringing this on you.
Okay.
So we talked about this in the fellowship episode.
Okay.
That I'm sure you
I was gonna
listened
say, is this
to.
a quiz? Did I watch it?
Well, no. So
It's not out
I
yet.
want to
You're
know how awkward is it to make the word fellowship into a verb? Because I had a pastor growing up who would talk about fellowshipping.
Yes.
And I always thought that was weird.
Yes. See, I didn't come to Christ till I was 30, so a lot of Christian words sound really weird to me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's
I bet
because
it's
they
more.
are weird.
True.
fellowshipping.
It's-
It's like, what is that? I mean,
Right?
it
Are
sounded
we
very,
shipping
very
fellows?
holy and something I wasn't doing, probably. So, yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree. I think it should be a new word. I like friendship.
I do too.
Yeah,
Although
I
then
like
it's
that.
friendshipping.
Well,
Oh,
Is it?
man, friendship.
I don't know. I feel like that's
know.
a rabbit hole. If we overthink it,
Friending?
everything will get weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should probably
Not
back out of
overthink
said
it?
rabbit
All right.
hole. Yeah.
Overthinking is our thing.
Yes. Yeah. We're
Ooh.
super good at that.
We are. But we have invited Ramona here today because service is a very important spiritual practice.
Yes, it is.
And it can be difficult to figure out how to learn
Mm.
this habit well. So, Ramona, can you tell us about what you do throughout the week and how you help adults learn service?
Well, one of the functions of my position is I get to meet new people. I love to do that on Sundays. It's one of my favorite things is to work the room,
Yeah.
see how many people I can meet and go in the worship center too. And our desire here is that people would really connect, not just show up and hide in the back row. We want them to get involved
Yeah.
and get to know other people, build community. And
love
so
that.
that's a big part of what I do. And if people ask about serving, I like to talk with them about that or just meet with them to pray with people.
Mhm.
Just a lot of peopling.
Yeah.
The
I had
peopling.
When I was a teenager, I would go to a friend's house, and that family, when you were over as a friend of their kids,
Mhm.
you were part of the family. And
Mm.
part of the family aspect of that was you're either going to set the table, you're going to clean the dishes. Like,
Oh, yeah, I like
as
that.
part of the family, you contribute by serving.
That's right. You know you're really in when you can open their fridge and
Right?
just burrow
Yeah.
around in there, right?
Yeah.
That's-
Totally
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next level friendship is when you're like, hey, your dishes are in the sink. I'm just going to scrub this and put it in the dishwasher.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
That's how you know
Mhm.
that you're in. If they're not like, don't do that. That's not a guest's job. Instead, they're like, oh, thanks. Forgot to do that. You know?
Mhm.
That's beautiful.
That's really good. I like that because that's what happens in church, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. We start serving with each other, helping each other out. making the services run.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many things going on behind the scenes. I don't even know if people are aware.
No.
But it's exciting to see so many people stepping in and helping out where they're needed.
Acting
and
like
using their
family.
gifts. Yeah, being like family.
I
Yep.
love that.
We saw it Sunday when
Yeah.
I
the
was
power
just
went
gonna
out.
say, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Oh, I loved that when the power. Well, I loved it when the power went out, but it was really special. I mean, somebody started singing "Happy Birthday" to Kurt. That kind of eased nerves for people
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
sitting in the dark. And then that next service, when we decided to have the service out in the Commons, it was beautiful because we had Dexter and other people get the piano out there from the
Mhm.
family room and
Yep.
chairs setting out. And some people I didn't even know. I just walked up and said, "Could you grab some chairs?" And they said, "Yes." And they went and did it. And it was a fun. It just felt fun.
Yeah.
It was almost like a little carnival. We're all doing this thing, getting ready, and then the service started, and it was beautiful.
It was
Yeah.
really neat to watch people get brought in
Yep.
and to watch people step
Mhm.
up too. And some of our worship team members, even who are
Yes.
already there and serving.
Right?
But yeah, and there's just something that you get out of serving, right?
Yeah.
Out of taking part and helping.
You feel like part
it
of the
builds.
whole.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what God wants, right? He wants us to feel
Absolutely.
like part of a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, before we talk about what God wants,
Mhm.
I know that most of the time people have questions that they can't find an answer to about service. And it might just be me and my anxiety, but if I don't know what I'm getting into, if I don't know how
Oh.
the answers to my questions, I hesitate to jump into anything.
Mhm.
So I'm sure you've heard some common questions from people regarding service. Do you mind
Oh.
sharing some?
Oh, yes. The biggest one that comes up a lot is people are hesitant because they think if they volunteer, they're going to get stuck in that position forever.
Yes.
And if you come from a little church like I did, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might volunteer one time to be the janitor and then, oh, here's our janitor, Ramona, and it's like that
Mhm.
forever. And then you can't escape, or kids ministry or something
Yeah.
else. And maybe you're not even suited to it, but you get stuck there and it's
That's the
hard. So
worst.
people are afraid
Mhm.
and they're afraid of disappointing anybody by saying, I don't want to do that.
Which is such a
yeah.
sweetheart,
Yeah.
right? Like, I
Mhm.
love that.
It really is. It is really a tender thing,
Yeah,
but it's a trap. It's a trap.
absolutely.
It's a trap. But that's not
Star
true
Wars
here.
quote.
Oh,
It's not true here. In a big
No.
church, especially, you can
It's-
try something. And
Yeah.
then if it's not a good fit, then you can try something else. And nobody puts a black mark by anybody's name saying,
Mm.
Sarah can't serve anymore. She said no.
I mean,
to
you might
being a
not
greeter.
want me to serve depending on where you
Well,
put me.
it depends on, yeah. Would they want me making the coffee? I don't think so.
Maybe not.
One time I left the spigot open and it ran
I've
all over the
done
floor.
that.
I mean,
Are
it's
you
just,
here?
yes.
I did
Oh,
that too.
funny.
Oh,
With
you
the
did too?
big coffee thing.
Yes. Oh, it's
Oh.
awful. So I'm sure they're going, oh, here comes Ramona. She's going to help. Oh,
Let's
you know.
make sure
quick,
she-
coffee
I know.
before she gets in
That's
here.
right. Yeah.
Let's
So
make sure she has an adult in the kitchen before we let Sarah touch the coffee
that's right.
pots.
There you go. Yes. So we
Oh.
don't, we don't hold it against people. We just find a new place.
Yeah.
So, some greeters, you think greeting's pretty easy, right? You stand by a door and say hello as people walk in. Well, we've had some introverts try it
Yeah.
1 week, maybe 2 weeks, and they go, there were too many people coming at me. I just couldn't
Yeah.
handle it. So they're the coffee team now. I don't know. They do something
Right?
else where they don't have to do that.
They
Yeah.
still
Yep.
make our Sunday mornings warm and welcoming, but just through a cup of coffee.
That's right.
Instead of a
Or the
handshake.
tech team or something else. You
Yeah.
can really hide behind the camera, right? That's really,
Yeah.
That's
and that's
awesome.
great for those
Yeah.
who want to hide. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some people want to help and want to feel a part of the greater whole, but they don't want to be on stage.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's-
So, common questions so far we have: am I going to get stuck there?
Oh, yes.
What if I don't like it?
Mm.
What else? Because we want to give the people, I want to bait all of our listeners into staying to
Mhm.
hear their questions answered.
Okay. So another one is they don't know where to serve. They don't know what to do. So they just kind of hang back
Yeah.
or they wait to be asked.
Yeah.
That's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So we have, tools people can use online to find out their fit,
Yeah.
where they might want to serve, or they can just come talk to any of us.
Yeah.
And we might tell you, well, there's a need right now in this one area and you could try it
Yeah.
and then maybe move to something else. But no, we will help people find their fit.
Yeah.
That's
what
a
is
bit- a
that
value.
tool?
That tool.
Hey now.
Oh my goodness. It's something that Sarah put together for us. It's called The Part You Play.
Are you?
It is a collaborative effort with every department here.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is. You go to ncctk.com/grow.
Mhm.
And you can even take this tool if you're not attending North County, because it is a great way to figure out what your spiritual gifts are, as well as identifying things you're passionate about or
Mm.
your skills. Because I might be really passionate about, let's say, Sunday morning services, and I have zero skill with how to run a camera or the sound or slides. I don't have that skill, but if I take this assessment, I might be connected with someone like Joel who helps me find where my skills can actually contribute to my passions.
You can even take that survey form
Yes.
right now while you're listening to
That's-
get
Yes, you
real.
could.
You totally
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
if you have
If
ADHD.
If you're a super
I was
listener,
gonna say,
yeah, if you have ADHD, yeah, if you can multitask.
I know.
But if you're a super listener, you
Yeah.
can do it right now.
Ooh. If you take that assessment, I will email you personally. And if you tell me that you took that survey because you listened to this episode, I will give you free merch and a coffee. That's right. Now we'll find out how many super listeners
I
we
gotta go
have.
get my computer. Just a second.
Why did I put my
Hold
phone
on
in
just
this
a
time?
second. Free coffee. Woo! Yeah.
I know. I was like, is merch enough? No, our people want
Uh-huh.
coffee. Let's
That's
be
right. They
honest.
are
There's not
very
much I wouldn't do for
coffee-centric.
coffee.
Yeah.
Within the bounds of the law.
All right.
Okay.
Of course.
What question?
Before we talk about how much we idolize coffee,
Yes.
let's actually go back to our biblical basis.
You're like keeping us in you're like
This
herding
is-
cats today.
I feel
Yeah.
very mom mode
I was
today.
gonna
Oh,
say,
great.
Sarah, this is mom mode. I haven't seen
I
that in you
know.
too
I'm
much.
like, you guys are adorable little children. Let's go this
That's
way. Next week it's on you though, Joel. I
Okay,
can only
fair.
do this once every year.
Yeah, fair.
So let's talk about what the Bible says about service because
Oh.
I have a passion about churches who just say we should do things without having any reason in the Bible that tells us we should do it.
Mm,
I don't like that kind of language where it's man-made rules that we're following instead of God-made rules.
right.
So
right.
let's talk about what the Bible says regarding service.
That's really good. You know, in Philippians, I think it's Philippians. Yeah, in my notes, Philippians 2.
Hey.
It says that Jesus had the attitude of a servant,
Yeah.
that he came to serve and not to be served,
Mm-hmm.
and that he humbled himself, even though he was God in human form.
Like he's literally the
Yes.
ruler of the universe.
He was there at creation, right?
Yeah.
But he took that, set that aside and became human
Mm.
and then suffered death on a cross,
Yeah.
all for our sake. He did that for
Mhm.
us. And so that's the kind of service we see Christ modeling for us. And so it's good for us to follow that too. Not maybe to death on a cross, but
Right.
but you know, we need to set some things aside sometimes. Our
Mhm.
pride,
Yeah.
our convenience, our schedule, our idea of
Schedule's
what's
a hard
important.
one,
Schedule's really hard.
right?
Yeah,
'Cause-
that is really hard.
Because it's full of already good things.
It is full of good things. I didn't bring it with me, but I make a chart every year. I'm a chart person, you know.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. And so I have this little rating system I do on a scale of 1 to 10. And I evaluate all the things I'm doing. I list them down the side and then I give them a rating. Does this please God?
Ooh.
Is it a joy for me to do? Does it bless my family?
Hey.
And are people saying I'm good at it? Or, you know, just different things to do. I feel God's
Yeah.
call. I mean, I have all these things and then I add up the score and there's things that are certainly below a certain level. I have to look at those and go, I shouldn't be doing this.
That
this
is such a
doesn't
good
fit.
idea.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a form?
I was
I
literally
do,
going to
actually.
ask.
I have a
Okay, we'll put that in the show notes. So yeah, you find the download down below, but it
What
won't have
is-
your stuff in it, right? So
no,
I
no,
can-
No,
yeah.
no.
It'll just have some examples. Maybe.
But that's
Yeah.
such a good idea because, like, I could be doing things that please God, but
Mhm.
maybe they are a drain for my
Yes.
family. Maybe they're distracting me from
Oh,
other
yeah.
good things.
Mhm.
And maybe that's just like hey, I can do that one once or twice a year, not every week.
Right, right.
And that's really healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I heard
thank
it
you.
said once. How many times or how many people are going to get to heaven in a sense and say, "God, I did this for you," and He said, "I didn't ask you to do that. I just asked you to do this."
Oh,
Because
Yeah.
we're really good at filling our schedules up.
Yes.
boy, and
Yeah.
and you know that reminds me of another thing in the Bible when Jesus was just starting his ministry and
Mhm.
becoming famous. In Mark 1, it talks about how people were bringing their sick to him to be healed, and people, you know, casting demons out. He was doing this great work, and then it says that night he withdrew to a quiet place
Yeah.
where he
Oh.
prayed.
Yeah.
And in the morning, first thing you hear the disciples banging on the door. You know, where have you been?
What
Where
are you
have you been?
doing?
And any parent knows that feeling, right? He's
Oh,
just trying to
yeah.
get a little
Yeah.
moment alone. And mom, you know. But it was kind of like that. Where have you been? People are looking for you. And he said,
Ooh.
and they wanted him to come back and do more at that community. And he said, no, my business is elsewhere. And he listened to God overnight and
Yeah.
went and changed his focus. It was all good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but he had to move on.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes that's true for us. There's seasons for service. right?
Yeah.
There are, but that's
Mhm.
also challenging for me as like someone in ministry working at a church.
Mm.
What if someone comes to me? I run small groups, right? And I need more hosts all the time. If you have questions about being a small group host, you can contact me or check out our website, nccdk.com/sghost. This is really my free ministry publicity site.
Oh, I see.
I didn't tell you this,
Oh, I
but
see.
it's just
Okay.
fine.
We're gonna start selling ad slots.
I was
for
gonna
you.
For
say,
small
I think-
groups,
Yeah.
I was
my
just
whole
thinking-
budgets are going to go to this.
I was thinking other departments might want to jump on that too.
But that's why you're here.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right.
No, but like if I have someone comes to me and says, I've been hosting a group for 4+ years.
Mm.
I need to not. Is my heart willing to trust that God is going to send a replacement? Or am I going to panic
Oh.
and ask them to disobey God's prompting to take a break and instead make my ministry easier? Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's even how I view service from ministry
Mhm.
angles needs to shift.
That's good. I mean, I tell my team to be open-handed with our
Yeah.
volunteers, especially
Hmm.
guest services as a volunteer hub for newbies. They can come. They don't have to know a lot of people or
Yeah.
a lot of skills to do that. But they have to love being there on Sundays.
Mhm.
Obviously, that's the big thing. But often people will serve there for a while and they'll see what's going on in the tech team. And they'll say,
Yeah.
actually, I'm really tech-minded and I would love to do that if someone would train me.
Yeah.
And so then they want to go that way. Or I love kids and they really have a need over there. I'd rather go serve or hold babies or
Mhm.
something. And we are okay
Yeah.
with that. We love that. We look out for each other.
Yeah. I try to do that for my hosts too,
Mhm.
especially like I might ask them why so that I know if like maybe something's going on in their life.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Mm.
Yes.
Like maybe they just got a cancer diagnosis or
Yeah.
their kids in Texas are going through something tough and they need to
Mhm.
go down and, help them out or whatever it is. So I will ask why, but I do really try to trust God to fill in the gaps and support them
Yes.
as they're listening to
Mhm.
this next phase. So what I'm hearing you say
Mhm.
is that service is not something you're going to get stuck in forever.
Right.
And that listening to God's prompting on when you need to take a break or
Mhm.
move your focus is
Mhm.
actually really good.
Yes. And Jesus did that. So we should do
Yeah.
it too. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely not better than Jesus.
No.
So
Probably not. No. But
No.
yeah, that's good.
that's good.
Yeah.
All right. What else does the Bible say? Anything else we want to?
Well, let's see what else the Bible say.
I know.
Well, the Bible does say that we all have gifts. That
Oh,
we
yeah.
are we
Yeah.
are like members, like our body has different body parts and everything. We're like members of a body.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so when one of us is weaker, we strengthen it, we work
Mhm.
with each other. We offer up our gifts for the greater good. So everybody gets this chance to serve and use their gifts in their own unique way.
Mhm.
So the Bible talks a lot about that too. Yeah.
Have you had any experience with certain people? I mean, you don't need to call them out by name, but have you been able
Unless
to
they're
counsel some
good.
people through that? Unless it's good. I can think of one that I'll call out, but anybody who didn't really realize that they had a gift that had a function and maybe you moved them into service or
Oh,
moved them to a
my-
different area?
I see that, like, I'll just talk about somebody who has the gift of administration, somebody who's really
Yeah.
good with, knowing how to run computers, reports, and is always helping out with that kind of thing. But she didn't think that was a gift.
Right?
Interesting.
Yeah, because it was easy. It was something that came easy to her, so she didn't feel like it's a big deal. My husband's another
Yeah.
one. He's a server.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He loves to serve. If there's a need, he's right there. But he didn't see that as a gift for a long
Yeah.
time. He just thought he was just meant to serve.
Does that
Really
mean
didn't need anything.
like I'm sorry, I'm putting things together in
No,
my
yeah.
mind as we're going.
Mhm.
It's so true that oftentimes I think of service and I associate it with an unpleasant experience.
Oh,
Mm.
that's good. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's so true. When we're working and serving in the giftings God's given us,
Mhm,
it's joyful and easy
mhm.
and pleasant.
That's right.
I don't know. Is it always? But sometimes going through difficult things is also. Oh boy, I don't know. Yeah, is just because we're following God doesn't mean it's always easy.
No,
right?
no, no.
That's true.
That's very
Okay.
true.
Okay. Sorry to push
But
back.
like, for example, Joel, every Sunday,
Yeah.
you're serving.
Yes.
I mean, technically
Pretty
you
much
get paid
every-
to serve.
Yes. Which causes a conundrum sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
In my head.
But you're serving there because at some point you weren't paid to do that.
Yes.
But your giftings were so apparent and so powerfully put to use in that position that it just was something that you kept wanting to do,
Yeah.
and other people kept wanting you to do it
Yeah,
too.
apparently.
Mhm.
Like,
You
hey,
know?
can we pay you to do this? Oh, guess so.
Oh, I guess this is pretty fun. I get to play guitar every week. That's my inner
Mhm.
Joel monologue right there.
I sound like that. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah. Yes. And there are some times where it takes more like mental effort. And
Yeah.
there's some times where it feels like the wind is behind me, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Mhm.
On gifts, you said some interesting things, and there's a book called Strength Finder, and I
Mhm.
think we've done that on staff a long time ago.
Long
Before
time
my
ago,
time.
Before
yeah.
you, okay, yeah. But the book is from Marcus Buckingham, and he brought up, I don't know if it was in that book or a podcast, but he talks about how there are so many talents or so many skills, and a lot of them are not really labeled because they're not highlighted in society a lot.
Mhm.
So you have these different things with somebody is probably good at just looking at a chart and being able to organize it really quickly or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I love embracing that. Like that's a great thing that we get to help our people with too, isn't it? Like
That's
realizing
right.
that, hey, yeah, you might not be a lead singer, however, you're gifted in something else musically that
Yes.
is a real help.
Yeah.
Like even running the soundboard, I
Yeah.
think you need musicians doing that, honestly, because it is such
Yeah.
a tender balance
Or at
that
least
you have to
someone
do.
who
You know,
loves music.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes. I think so. So
I
people don't
agree.
recognize that as a gift that would qualify them for something,
Yeah,
but it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really is essential.
I
Yeah.
agree.
So anybody listening, yeah, if you think that you don't have any sort of skills, then
Mhm.
that's wrong.
Mhm.
It
If
is.
you're just trying to fit yourself into the mold of what you think it looks like to serve or to help, then you got to start thinking in a different way and realizing
Mhm.
that there are skills that you have that God has given you, and how can you use that?
That's right.
And it takes creativity.
And it's even perspective. It's like your
Yes.
story determines how your gifts look on you because
Yeah.
everybody wears the gifts differently too.
True.
They're really
Yeah.
different.
Mhm.
And so somebody might say, well, I can see things that you don't see.
Yeah.
I understand things you don't understand. I can maybe approach this differently. And that's a gift to the whole
Amen.
body of Christ. I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah.
No, we were talking about our spiritual gifts within my small group recently,
Mm.
and we realized that most of us, our strongest gift is actually the more positive reflection of a past hurt. So, for example, if someone in my group is gifted in service, maybe they were not served early
Oh,
on.
yes,
And
yes.
so it's one way that God has redeemed that trauma and
Yes.
hurt.
Love that.
Or if someone was never given the opportunity to learn or question, aka me, this is me. I am now a gifted teacher, right? Like I want to create space where curiosity and
Yes.
learning flourish.
Mhm.
And so we saw that around the entire group: exhortation, encouragement, people who didn't feel like they had hope or someone cheering them on. And now they're gifted in that. And so sometimes I think that we are nervous to contribute because of either we don't see it as a value
Mm.
or it might be too close to a past hurt. What if we do it wrong?
Yeah.
We don't want to hurt people like we were hurt.
Right. Because they're afraid if they step out in this thing, they
Yeah.
might hear that negative voice, that tape playing in their head,
Yeah.
right? That condemns them and makes them feel stuck.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the enemy does.
Absolutely.
He wants us to be stuck and to not be moving forward, not using
Yeah.
our gifts, isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of those things, when you start serving, that's like pushing away. That's spiritual warfare right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
good.
it's a funny paradox, that
Mhm.
whole thing, isn't it? Because it's that tape that plays in our heads often that
Yep.
motivates us to get better in a certain area.
Yeah.
And that is often what becomes a strength. But
Mhm.
then that tape also pulls us back, or allows us to step back from risking ourselves, right?
Yes.
So we have
Yes.
to break that cycle and reach
Yeah.
out.
That's right.
That's why it's important to do service in community. Yeah.
I agree.
That leads me to a question.
Okay.
So I would say probably a misconception that some people have with serving is, don't I need to be at a certain level of like greatness as a follower of Jesus before
Oh,
I can
I need to
serve?
have arrived.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, a certain
That's
level.
right.
Yeah. What if I
Yep.
haven't arrived yet? Can I
Well,
still do whatever?
I don't know. If people aren't doing 2 hours of devotions every morning, I don't think I want them on the team. No.
Oh, no. I'm in trouble.
I better go get my
No.
resignation letter.
Oh, no, but I think people do think that. I remember feeling that too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. And so people think, well, haven't arrived. I'm just going to hold back. I'm going to wait till I'm perfect at my Bible study time and my devotions and when I understand all the things. Or I'm really good with people. I'm not so great with people right now. Maybe I shouldn't,
Yeah.
mingle with anybody because I got yelled at once before when I tried
Oh.
something. I mean, people have all these things that keep them from serving, stepping up even to ask if
Yeah.
they can serve. And I think that's very true, Joel. It's
I-
really true.
One I hear all the time is, one I hear often is like, I've only been here for so long. And depending on the person, sometimes it's like, I've only been here 2 years. And I'm like, you've waited 2 years.
No.
Like, you must feel lonely and disconnected.
my.
Come on in. The water's fine.
Yeah, when we came
Um,
here, we jumped right into serving because we knew
Yeah.
that's where you're going to meet people. The
Mhm.
church was so big, you could just come and go every week if you want. And
Yeah.
nobody would really know you except for maybe the greeters might recognize you or something. But that's why we stepped in to serve right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Mhm.
Before we moved to Linden and started attending here, we were in a new place, and my husband and I did not serve at any of the churches that we were at in our last hometown.
Hmm.
And it was a lonely time.
Oh.
And especially like if serving with your spouse gives you an opportunity to create relationships together. And that makes it so much easier to like invite people over or to do something on the weekend, to find someone to sit with at church.
Mhm.
If you're serving together, it creates a wider community
Yes.
and a sense of belonging. Yeah. So when we moved here, we were like, we're not doing that again. No way, Jose.
Mhm.
And we jumped
Mhm.
in. Within 2 weeks, we were taking Joel out for lunch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Aw.
I remember the phone call and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to Avenue Bread.
We're very
All four of us.
memorable
Aw.
humans.
Yeah.
What can I say?
How about that? That's awesome. I know
So-
we have our welcome lunches quarterly. Where we have
Yes.
people come to the church or picnic or whatever, and we have just an opportunity to mingle and meet. And I love that because I can look back and think when you guys came
Yeah.
and when other people came who are serving now and are really involved, and it's a special time. But yeah, just reaching out, getting known, being
Yes.
known by people. That's one of the values of serving.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
agree.
How else would you say it is part of our walk? Jesus modeled it, and so we want to be like Jesus. What are some other ways that you see that serving
Helps us grow
helps us grow?
Yes, I was
spiritually.
just going to
Yeah.
say it's your growing process, because sometimes you start out and you learn a lot about yourself and
Mm.
other people and how maybe
Mhm.
you interact with other people while you're serving, and that qualifies you, that equips you for what's coming further
Yeah.
on. When I was a new believer, I was a compulsive volunteer.
Ooh, what do you
Because-
mean by that?
Well, I couldn't say no to anything.
Oh,
And because I was afraid I would miss what God had for me, or I would
Aw.
disappoint people. And I felt like, well, God's just done this awesome thing for me. I was 30 when I came to Christ, So how can I say no to God? I assumed every ask was from God.
I
know.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. And I really had to mature in that understanding that I don't have to say yes to everything, and I shouldn't say yes to everything.
Yeah.
And part of it is because I robbed myself of joy in doing that, because I
Ooh.
was serving not out of a glad heart all the time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love kids, but I'm not the person you want running the kids program, right? Because I
Same girl,
get
same.
bored a little bit partway through, and so
You get bored, I'd get angry.
well, maybe that too. I don't know.
Good
So it's like, oh, this is, and they're so noisy and constantly moving. So it's like,
Yeah.
so I can't do that very well. But I will do it in a pinch. If there's an
Mhm.
emergency, I would do that. But I don't. That's not going to be my gig. But I felt like at the beginning I couldn't say no to that, and so I
Mhm.
did that kind of thing. And in doing that, I probably robbed someone else of a blessing.
Yeah.
Because there was no longer a hole to fill. I was a horrible hole filler. I filled them all the time. And so then everybody would look, oh, it's done. I don't need to do it. Maybe I'm
Mm.
hearing this call from God to serve and it's wrong because Ramona's in there doing it. Nobody needs me right now.
Yeah.
So I rob people of blessings. Really horrible. And then also I missed opportunities to do the things I really liked because I was too
Mm.
busy doing the things I
Yeah.
didn't like.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Wow.
oh my goodness. And just because you're good at something doesn't mean that's where God wants you to serve.
Yeah, I know some
Because,
pretty
yeah.
talented people that can
Mhm.
do all the tasks.
Yeah.
But they've done that and kind of like you're saying, they get burnt out or
Mhm.
bitter.
Bitter, yes.
Yeah. And
What
that's
was your turning point? How did that change?
It was
Has
probably
that changed?
It was probably bitterness, that word.
really?
Yeah, that just really resonates with me when you say that because I think I knew that wasn't my father's voice in my head,
Yeah.
complaining about what I had to do and dreading going to church because I was going to have to do this thing. And then it's like, well, gosh, that's not probably what God wants me to be doing. So that's when I developed my little chart.
No
Actually,
way.
because I needed help analyzing it. It was just too much in my head. I couldn't figure it out, and I wasn't really listening very well in prayer. Obviously, God's probably going, "Hello, will you listen to me?" But I wasn't doing it, so
Yeah.
I just had to sit down with pen and paper and put it in something concrete, probably with sticky notes. I love sticky notes, and then it was like, oh, it's clear, it's solid. I can look at this, and it was sad because some of the stuff I thought, well, but I'm good at this, but it's below the 50% line. What am I going to do? And it's like,
Yeah.
you're going to let it go is what you're going to do. And you're going to trust
Oh,
God to fill it. And
that's so
yeah,
hard.
it was really hard.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was really hard.
I'm so glad that you responded as you did.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I still struggle though. So yeah,
I bet
yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
We all do
Mhm.
in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank
Joel,
you for
what
that.
was your experience with serving? Because you grew up in church,
I
right?
did. Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm.
grew up and I started serving. I guess you'd call it. Well, no, yeah. I started serving in 8th grade after I bought my
Wow.
first guitar. And I tell people I've played probably 85% of my weekends since then
Hmm.
on a
Wow.
worship team somehow or somewhere. So that was my introduction to serving. And yeah, I feel like I don't really have any sort of amazing advice to get into it
Yeah.
because it was just
Just
other than just finding something that I loved and I was able to apply it.
Hmm.
I'm fortunate and thankful because it's pretty easy to figure out where you fit as a musician
okay.
in church
As
these
a
days,
musician,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know that's not that easy for every
Mhm.
every gift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, it was not easy for me.
Okay.
I grew up.
Musically or in general?
Well, nothing's come as easily as it has to you musically.
Oh.
But no, in general, like serving for me was obligation.
Mm.
Like we were obliged, forced, required to serve. And while the Bible does command that we should serve,
Mhm.
it was definitely not in like a joy-filled find your calling and your purpose
Yeah.
space.
Mm.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
for me, we were basically assigned things depending on our age or our gender or how long we've been at church. And then you just do that one forever.
Oh,
Forever.
see, Sarah, I
Insert
think I
sound
did
bite.
that to my kids. I think they did that too. Like
Aw.
they came along, they just tagged along because Paul and I were both serving all the time,
Yeah.
right? And we didn't check. Well, we would ask, "Do you want to do this?" And what are they going to say? No, I want to sit home by myself. Although later in age they did
Yeah.
want to do that, but
Teenagers will
but when
do
they were
that.
younger, it's like, no, I want to go with you, and I'll do whatever you tell me to do on that. Maybe not with a happy heart all the time, but they just and they're servers. They still are
Mhm.
to this day, but within reason.
Yeah.
Not like we were.
And I think that's important to like take time. I know that as a parent myself, I can see that allowing my kids space
Yeah,
to find the way that God's crafted them
that's so
to
good.
engage with service is going to be really important. But it also probably means I have to surrender my expectations.
Mm.
Oh,
And I wish that someone, I mean, my parents never had this kind of conversation about giftings or service. So I don't ever hold it against them. They were fabulous servant examples. And I want to make sure that my kids know what their giftings are and that the church is where they can use their giftings.
mhm,
You know,
mhm,
I think that that was one tough thing growing up in a really conservative space as a woman who is a gifted teacher. I was not always having that space unless I worked with kids. And I'm like Joel, I get angry at littles. I mean, one-on-one, we're great. I will color and play Play-Doh with you all day long.
Mhm.
But if you give me a room of 15 squirming 4-year-olds, I have zero patience.
Well, they
I will
don't.
give it right back to you if you give me that.
That's right.
They don't follow the agenda.
Oh,
It just
I
drives me
have a
crazy.
beautiful
Ramona's
lesson
like, I have
plan.
this chart for you kids. Why can't you follow this chart?
I did. I actually babysat for somebody recently, and I had it all planned out what we were going to do. And like in the first 10 minutes, we were supposed to be drawing. It was drawing time. But one of the little boys takes me by the hand and says, Miss Ramona, can I show you something? And he drags me out to the living room and he goes, this is the room where the toys are not. And it was
Ooh.
like, oh, I see. I'm not meeting his expectations. And
Interesting.
it was really funny. But I was glad he said it. So we got the toys out.
Yeah.
The list went out the window. It was really awful.
Well, I
Nice,
think that I want to wrap it up with personal applications. Because one of our things, Ramona, on this podcast is that Joel and I do not want to be people who just talk at
Mm.
our listeners. But
You should all do this. Bye.
right,
Yeah.
get your stuff together.
Yeah.
No, but we want it to be something that transforms us along the way.
Yeah.
And so we are committed to practicing these spiritual habits and transforming the way we think about them, interact with them.
Mhm.
So I guess I'll go first.
Go for
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Joel gave me the look of like, all right, well, woman, do the thing. It's like, dang it. Okay. So I'm in this study right now. Actually, Ramona and I are together. It's
Yeah.
called Rooted, and it's all about spiritual disciplines, practices, habits. And one of the habits is service. And I love the way that Rooted communicates the heart behind purpose. And it is to bring peace and relationship to the world, because that is God's mission, right? He is on mission to redeem and restore a relationship with the world. And what's missing most often is actually a sense of worth and connection and relationship. And so for me, instead of looking at a service task as I served this many bowls of soup, or I cleaned this many cupboards, or that's not even a thing, is it? You don't, I mean, maybe my cupboards would
Depending on
like me
the
to do that.
state of said cupboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, it's not about the task.
Yeah.
It's about
Mhm.
the relationships.
That's good.
And so for me, I need to reorient the way I look at service. And sometimes it is carving out time to meet with someone who stopped me at Safeway to tell me about their latest struggles. And that is an act of service if I can enter in and make them feel connected and worthwhile and seen. And not saying that I'm getting out of serving coffee or holding babies. I will do that gladly, but I'm probably going to engage in those things in a more relational way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that.
Yeah.
It's good.
So that's my takeaway from service. How about you guys?
I think my takeaway and what I've been working on, but this kind of highlights it again for me. As I said before, I've been in music ministry for how old am I now? For I guess 30 years.
He's on the
Wow.
record now.
Yeah. What?
You're so young.
I know. I'm 44. But so I've been doing that for the longest time, and I don't know. I feel like the more you're in serving, especially if it's something you like, sometimes it can become like a habit or
Rote.
just like a ritual, rote
Yes,
and
yeah.
and dry at sometimes. And I'll admit there have been numerous times where I'm leading the last song. It's a beautiful song, and I'm thinking about what I'm having for lunch. And it's not because I don't love Jesus. It's just, yeah. And so I have felt challenged to make sure that my heart is in the serving. And we started as a family, started doing something 2 years ago, I think it is now, where Amy and I sensed we were just kind of in the new season as a family. And we needed to do something, all of us together. Because I am musical. Amy's not. A couple of my kids have capacity for it, but they don't really enjoy it as much. So we wanted something that we could be serving and doing together. So we serve at All Stars.
Oh,
And
you
we
do
just
All
love that.
Stars. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
it's a fantastic thing, and it's something that we can all do together. And in that whole journey, like the whole takeaway for me has been making sure that I'm serving, I guess, in gladness or out of a
Mhm,
joyful heart, being a cheerful giver, if you will,
Mm.
as a
Right,
giver
there
of
you
my
go.
time, which doesn't mean that I don't get frustrated, doesn't mean that I don't have to remind myself or go back to Jesus and say, hey, help me have the right attitude here, but to make sure that I'm not just doing it because this is what I do, time to lead the worship again,
Yeah.
Mhm,
and so that's been
mhm.
my challenge and what I'm trying to work on is making sure and then having those little stops in my days of just checking my heart, if you will, just
Yeah.
asking,
Mhm.
okay, why am I doing this? Uh, am I doing this with a good heart?
Well,
I
that's
like
really
that.
good.
It's for me.
I
Yeah.
like that.
How about you, Ramona?
For me, I think that I need to have some conversations with my kids
Hmm.
and talk to them and say, "Hey, when we did all that serving, how was that for you? And how did that form where you are now
Yeah.
with where you're serving? And how did you feel about that?" I think that would be good to maybe do some repair
Mm,
Well,
there.
and,
ooh,
Yeah.
give space for good, bad, and in between, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what was good, what was not good.
Right.
I
We had a
like
lot of
that.
fun serving
for
sometimes.
sure.
There were some fun
Yeah.
things, but I think because they were the children of super servers,
Mm,
they just got pulled into it sometimes, and it wasn't their
Yeah.
joy.
good on you for opening yourself up to that.
I know I didn't want to.
God
But as you guys
conviction.
are talking, it just kept coming
Dang.
back. So I guess I better do it.
I want to give our listeners next steps again. We kind of sprinkled them throughout here, but if you are listening and you are trying to figure out how you cannot be an obligated or just a yes man server, and or how you can get involved in the family, be part of the family,
Yeah.
contributing, whether that's through dishes or music, tech or babies, or anything else. We would love to help you along with that journey. So you can drop a comment below. You can use Ramona's amazing chart, which I will be using actually.
Yay.
We'll drop that in the show notes. And or you can go to nccdk.com/grow and click on the part you play. And that's going to be that assessment. And our super listeners, if you reply to my email that I'll send out saying that you took the test because you listened to the podcast, we'll do coffee.
We're keeping that in. We're not editing that
No,
out. So
that
that's the real deal.
I'm legit
Yeah.
right
I like
there.
that.
All right.
Those are our thoughts on and our final episode on the five practices.
That's right.
Yeah,
Good.
that's what North County is all about. But it's also really what we really feel is substantial and important about following Jesus. So hopefully it's been helpful for you.
Our next series is all about Christmas and the holidays and how we can get real with the fact that there are good and bad parts of the holidays and how we really do want Christ to be the center of Christmas, but that's hard.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. So keep in touch and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.